Hello, welcome back to Simon's Rants. I'm Simon, and today I'm going to be talking about how to fix the room. Yes, it's actually possible. In case you don't know what The Room is, you should probably check out my review first. It's one of the greatest so bad it's good movies ever made, and is known far and wide for awful acting, directing, writing, everything. It's just so beautifully awful in every way. But when you get down to it, the story is actually a decent one. The story is about Johnny, who's the best guy you've ever heard of. He gives back to the community, he helps out underprivileged kids, he even buys them apartments so that they can have somewhere to live while they go to school. This guy is just flawless in every way, but things start stacking up against him, headed up by the fact that his fiancée is cheating on him with his best friend. From there, everything falls apart and he actually takes his own life because even though he has everything else in the world, him losing his fiancée and his best friend in the same day is too much for him to handle. It's a heart-wrenching story if you take out all the Tommy Wiseau about it, so I think the first step to that is to take out the Tommy Wiseau and replace him and the rest of the cast. So the character of Johnny is very important then. We need somebody who can hold that much emotional power within their performance. And the actor that immediately popped into my head when I was trying to recast this movie is not only a great actor, but he even fits the profile of being that dark, mysterious type in Adam Driver. He's coming off the recent success of Marriage Story, and I think he would be perfect for this part. He could really bring this character together. And I actually almost cast his co-star from the Marriage Story as Lisa, but I decided Scarlett Johansson wasn't quite the right type for Lisa. Lisa really has to be the type that you just love to hate. The character of Lisa is supposed to be extremely beautiful, extremely attractive, smarter than you give her credit for, but also a raging sociopath. And that's not quite the character that I saw Scarlett Johansson being able to pull off quite right. If we're going based primarily on appearances, my first thought was Kate Upton, which I still hold by as a good option, but if we want more of an Oscar-worthy level actress, then Jennifer Lawrence was my next choice. She's a little bit young, but I think that also can fit this character. We know that Johnny and Lisa just had a chance meeting, and that's how they know each other and ended up being in a relationship together, so their age doesn't really matter as much. Whereas Mark and the other friends, it matters a little bit more what age they are. Which brings me to the best friend, Mark. Mark is supposed to be a little bit younger than Johnny, but about the same age, and he's supposed to be this strapping model type that is not the brightest bulb on the tree, but he's definitely attractive, he's muscly, and he's irresistible to Lisa. So my first thought for that was Hemsworth. Which one? I don't know, whichever one you want to go with. In my personal opinion, I think Liam fits the role a little bit better, but Chris is a little bit closer in age to Adam Driver, so I don't know, pick whichever one you want, I'm fine with either. But along with Mark, Johnny also has another great friend in Peter, the psychologist. So for this role, it needs to be somebody who's both intelligent but soft-spoken. Somebody that can tell when something is wrong and not be afraid to say it in private, but won't go around telling everybody. So for this role, I have two more options that I've been bouncing back and forth in between in my head. The first one being Jake Gyllenhaal and the second one being Tobey Maguire. Both actors are very good at pulling off that nice guy, quiet guy vibe. The one reason that I'm not completely actually sold on Jake Gyllenhaal is he's actually kind of too hot for this role. If Lisa's just running around cheating on her fiancé left and right, then you would think that she would look at him twice. But she doesn't, she only looks at Mark, so maybe Jake Gyllenhaal is a little too attractive for the role, or not, it's up to you. Not that, that sounds bad. Not that Tobey Maguire is ugly. He's not. If you're watching this, Toby, I'm sorry. And now onto the role of Denny, which is a very hard role to recast because however he was portrayed in the original has to be completely thrown out the window. In the original, he comes across as strange, creepy, and just straight up weird. We want to make him more of a likable character in this version. Denny is actually also very important because he represents all the underprivileged kids that Johnny helps, because we don't see that many other than Denny. So for Denny, we need somebody a little bit younger, but also somebody more likable because we don't want him to turn out creepy and weird like he did in the original. I'm going with Logan Lerman. I think that's a great choice. I saw some people comment before that he should be played by Shia LaBeouf. I wanted to stay away from the creepy weird and go with somebody a little bit more likable. Next up is Claudette, aka Lisa's mother, who is a very manipulative woman who preaches hate and malice to her daughter and corrupts her soul. I would actually just argue that we should just cut this character out entirely because she doesn't seem to add anything to the plot, but that's nitpicking. If you want to keep her in, that's fine. And so if you are going to keep her in, I think that she should be played by Helen Mirren. I think she would be a great choice. She's really good at that stern elderly lady type, and she's a very talented actress actress, and I'm sure she could pull off the evil and vindictive if she wanted to, too. Next up, we've got the couple of Mike and Michelle. Michelle, who also doubles as Lisa's best friend. So once again, we've got a younger couple who's kind of goofy, kind of strange, and in Michelle's case is a lot like Peter in that she can tell right from wrong, but isn't going to go around telling everybody. She would rather quietly tell you in private. So for Michelle, I went with Anna Kendrick because she's not intimidating at all. She's sweet, she's soft-spoken, and she's small, so you're not scared of her at all. And it would be very easy for either Jennifer Lawrence or Kate Upton to boss her around all they want. And then for Mike, I went with Zac Efron because Mike's kind of goofy, and I think Zac Efron can pull it off well. So now that we fixed the cast, the next most important thing is to pick the writer and director of the film. And I think there's no better choice than the writer-director who just worked with Adam Driver and Noah Baumbach. Baumbach is known for his hyper-realistic dialogue and his dramatic storytelling. The Room is a very dramatic story. Not much else happens other than emotions. So you need somebody that is very good at handling emotions and human reactions. Otherwise, it could quickly devolve into a soap opera type feel. So to have a director and writer who's used to having these emotional driven movies, I think he's a great choice for it. So now that we fixed all that, I think the rest is pretty simple. The story can hold up on its own. Yeah, you want to take out the silly dialogue and you want to fix the plot holes and help the plot to flow a little bit better. And it might seem small, but I think that it's important. When everything ends up breaking down at the end of the movie, it's at Johnny's birthday party. And I think that's a bit weird and awkward. I think it would work much better if instead this party was to celebrate some sort of local award that he got for helping out the community or something like that. Something that Lisa wouldn't have any involvement with because it's kind of odd that she was planning a party for somebody she supposedly hates. And it would also perfectly show Johnny hitting his peak and rock bottom at the exact same time. It would be more powerful and much more emotional that way. And it would build anticipation as we're reaching this moment instead of just some random weird birthday party in the near future that we don't know about really. And other than that, I only have one last thing that I want to fix, and it's the character of Lisa. I get it, she's a sociopath. She doesn't understand human emotions, she only cares about herself. I get all that, but I think we could really use a little help understanding who she is and why she's doing what she's doing. Maybe show a little bit more why she's so jealous. Maybe show that she hates Denny or hates Mike or Michelle or one of these other characters so we understand why she rebels so hard against Johnny. We do know that she finds Johnny boring and hates all the good that he does in the community and for the others around them. Just show a little bit more why she does. That's all I'm asking, a little bit of explanation there. And side note, I think it would also be great to just have, I don't know, maybe one picture of a framed spoon in the background at one point. Maybe somebody could even pick it up and be like, hey, what's this? And Johnny could be like, yeah, I got that frame, but I don't know what to put in it yet. It could just be a little tongue-in-cheek joke, a little Easter egg, a little reference, and that would be funny, and we could get that out of the way and move on. So there you have it. You took The Room and you turned it into a possible Oscar-nominated movie like Marriage Story. It won't win Best Screenplay for some reason, but you know what? At least it'll get nominated. You got an all-star cast, a great writer-director, and a vastly improved plot that I think we could really pull off. But that's just what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what you would do, and also don't forget to like, share, and if you're new here, subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.